Double A, Arn Anderson.
He did.
We've
Okay,
not
I got it.
really talked about Arn Anderson on this show very much, and I know you're a big fan of Arn. So, if you've got a good story or two about Arn, what better time than to say them now?
Well, some of my stories about Arn aren't releasable.
Can you at least redact some names like Arn Anderson's?
Well,
Just say somebody.
I do have the story that he told me about the night he got stabbed.
Okay.
So it was, I forgot what had happened. I'd have to go over this, but they were in a bar and they were drinking. Sid was in there, and something was said at the bar that apparently upset Sid. I think they were in the UK too.
Yes.
Weren't they in the UK?
They were, yeah. Yeah.
So they went back to the room, and Arn said he'd been in his room 30 minutes or whatever he was in. Then he had a knock at the door. There was Sid, and Sid had a pair of scissors. This has been documented.
Mm-hmm.
And they had words, and I think they got into a tussle, and Arn got stabbed several times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did he get cut, stabbed?
I don't know how many times he got cut. It was several. I believe the story is that Vader ended up sticking his finger in one of the wounds to, clot it, basically. I think this is in 1993, WCW tour.
And that was one of the wildest stories I'd ever heard in wrestling, except for the Bruiser Brody story. Because you just don't, you can't imagine that happening, but it did. And I don't know. When did Sid leave WCW?
In 1993. He was
fired. Is that when it happened?
Yeah, he was fired over it, yeah.
Okay, when he broke his leg, where was he?
WCW 2000, early. No, I'm sorry, it was like January 2001, I think.
So this happened in 93.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to WWF.
Mm-hmm.
Then he ended up going back to WCW.
Mm-hmm.
And then ended up suing them for breaking his leg.
Yes.
How much money did he get out of that?
We should have him on and ask him one day. I think it was considerable because it was documented that Johnny Ace, all the higher-ups, were insisting he do it. And Sid kept saying, I don't want to do this because I'll get hurt. And he was right. So they were totally liable for it.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I keep seeing it by accident. And you know me, I'm really squeamish about stuff. But that's horrific.
I can't watch it. I can't watch it.
Why would anyone want to watch it?
That's right. I don't have to watch it, do I?
No.
I can't watch it. No, but the first time I saw it, it's like you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Oh, it went like 90 degrees. Oh, my God. I hate to even think of that. But I heard he got like $2 to $3 million. And that was quite a fair sum back in the day.
It still is now.
Yeah, it is.
More than I'm making a week.
I made that off WrestleMania one time, $2 million. Yeah,
You wrestled with Hulk Hogan in the main event.
I did, and I made sure that I made $1 more than he did, or I was going to walk out. And Vince pushed a hard bargain, but I said, "That's it, buddy." I called him pal. I said, "Pal, you take it or you don't take it. I got to make $1 more than Hogan."
I remember you body slammed him.
And I want you to pick up the phone and call Sidney Lauper and tell him.
I remember you body slammed Hulk Hogan. He was 3 tons at the time. He slammed him, got the big pin. He died 6 days later. He resurrected himself shortly after that for a comeback.
See, you didn't know this stuff.
No.
Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. But he did. But Okay, who's the last name I got?
Arn Anderson was
Double
last
A.
made. I want to talk
Double
about
A.
Arn Anderson more. Obviously, you said there's some certain stories that you can't say on air. Can you talk or testify to how good of a worker Arn is? Because everyone in the business extols the virtues. Do you like the word? Of Arn Anderson.
Extols. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Arn had he had good moves. He looked the part. He got lucky though when they put that Anderson name on him, because that was like giving him a copyright. That's giving him a trademark. Became an Anderson with Ole and Gene, which if you're a mid-Atlantic fan, the Anderson brothers were like a trademark name. So to say Arn was their brother, and he was their brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not their cousin, he was their brother.
Yeah, plastic brothers, as you say.
So he stepped right into it. I don't know whose idea it was to make him an Anderson. I think it may have been Gene, because Gene was a little bit older, and he wanted and Ole wanted to keep going. So they put Arn with him. They look alike, and a great worker. But more than a great worker, he had two other attributes that, you like that word, attributes? He had two other skills, highly sought after, is he had timing, great timing, and he was one hell of an interview. Because when you listen to Arn, you didn't listen to bullshit. You listened to a guy, and if he was talking to you on the street, you'd believe him. And Arn played the part and acted the part, performed the part. So actually, I think Marty, what's his name? Marty Lundy.
Mm-hmm.
He morphed into Arn Anderson. And I think Arn probably took over the Marty Lundy personality. And he was from there on out, he was an Anderson.